Hello everybody. Stress today exists in our life due to many factors. One of the major one is the lifestyle changes. We have a very different perspective of life today than how it was in yesteryears. And the students in the school do not remain untouched with this. Students also go through severe stress and anxiety. Today we are going to discuss stress among students in school. We have with us for the panel discussion today some teachers from the school, and I would like them to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Anju Verma. I'm a teacher by profession.
Hello, I'm Jayashree Prasad. I'm also a teacher.
Hello everyone, I'm Neetu Singh. I'm a teacher by profession, teaching adolescent students, and I'm a parent of a preschooler.
Thanks to all of you for sparing your time with us. My first question to all of you would be, what do you think are the major factors or contributors or stressors for students today?
There are various factors that lead to stress amongst students, and namely academic pressure, peer pressure, the parental pressure, and there can be some family problems, some financial problem, or a breakup between a father and a mother. So there are various kinds of pressure that lead to stress among students, I think so.
Yeah, Anju has very rightly brought up many factors that lead to stress. I'll focus on the academic or the examination part of it. See, students are today, there's a lot of competition. They are concerned with getting good marks. Yeah. They're actually forgetting what is the true meaning and the purpose of evaluation. That is to bring about learning, improvement in the learning, not to categorize students saying they are good or they are bad. The main culprit, I'll say, is the board examination. It's impersonal. We glorify memory. It promotes rote memorization, and it is taken as a ticket to the good life. So if you perform well in board, you'll get admission in a good college, you'll have a good job and a good life. So board is one of the major factors that contribute to stress among students.
It's like a nightmare for all the students.
Yes, it is.
But as they say, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
But I'm sure with the new introduced reforms in education system, particularly the continuous and comprehensive evaluation, I'm sure things have changed. Let's ask our teachers if it has actually changed something for the good for the students in the schools.
Yes, CBSE is actually doing a lot of work and in the field of education reforms, and this continuous and comprehensive evaluation is one part of it. Continuous means earlier we just had one shot 3-hour examination, but continuous here will mean all through the year we are actually evaluating the child in the classroom, in the playground, library, so on and so forth. And comprehensive means, and earlier the focus was just on the scholastic or the academic aspect of it, but now it is changing from this to the focus being brought on the co-scholastic areas as well. So this all-round development of the child, cognitive, social, emotional, aesthetic, all the aspects are taken up.
Since all the aspects are taken up, I would like to ask Mrs. Prasad here that do you think the students are more stressed because they have now to take care of many aspects, starting from their attitudes, their co-curricular and their curricular activities in school? Do you think they are more stressed now?
Absolutely. They are very much stressed these days, because initially everything was not tested. It was only academics which was tested, and they were only having pressure about that. The rest of the things like activities, their co-curricular, extracurricular, however you name them, were not being tested. So they were not conscious of those facts. It was coming to them naturally. Now, because of this CCEP, the parents also want their children to go for many activities. They want that the child should excel in every activity, every field, not only academics. Here I would like to say that this is one of the major factors, that is the parental pressure, which is killing the children from within. And we hardly realize, I'm also a parent of an adolescent, and at all times in school and at home I realize that the pressure on the child is tremendous. This excessive pressure brings in a lot of behavioral changes, and we all need to together do something about it.
Very true. All the debates have to be won, and all the declamation perhaps.
Yeah.
So that perhaps is increasing the stress on the students.
That's right.
But the thing here is that when CCE was introduced, it was with the aim that this will reduce the stress in the students. So all the newspapers are filled with the news reports that it is actually increasing the stress levels. So is there anything that the teacher in this classroom or as a school, something can be done to reduce the level and take a continuous and comprehensive evaluation successfully?
Yeah. See, the teacher's role, we as teachers, first we need to recognize individuals. We have to cherish their uniqueness and we have to give them freedom. And we are actually forgetting the true meaning of learning and education. It is actually, letting the child explore and discover and, constructing knowledge on his or her own. But what are we doing here? We are giving the knowledge and they have to rote memorize it, and then, this leads to stress. And we being the teachers, we have to recognize the potential and we have to, recognize the efforts of the children, appreciate them, love them, and be, the sense of being there for them has to be
Yeah,
there.
actually, I would like to add something here.
Sure.
Like children may or may not be able to manage time. What happens is the demand on them is so much and the resources are less. And so therefore, as teachers, what we can do is give them a kind of schedule where they can manage time, teach them how to manage time, and allow them to, enjoy and enjoy every bit of what they are doing. Let it not be a serious business. It can be a fun.
Fun also.
Like that's what we all need to tell our children, that it's not a serious business. And if they love to do it, automatically I think they'll excel and there shouldn't be any stress at all.
They seem to be worked out. Why so? Because they attend those tuition classes, the coaching centers, the
that's right.
students, I mean for 11th and 12th also. I mean school work also, they have to manage school also, commuting from home to the tuition centers and all. That paucity of time, shortage of time, much to be done, more to be done. That's
So they're always busy and busy, no
Yeah.
time for themselves.
Yeah.
So time management can help a lot, as you would recommend. My next question to you would be, if taking care of all the aspects in the school by the teacher, is there, something that we can identify that the student is actually stressed? Is there any way that we can actually identify a stress level or, that come to know that the student is actually stressed?
Absolutely. Actually, stress in small amounts, I think, is very healthy.
Yes, it is
because when a child is stressed a little, probably he's pushed towards a higher achievement level. That is one. And the second thing is that in short intervals he should also face stress so as to face the challenges of life.
that act like an impetus, no?
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly. And only the stress becomes a dangerous thing only when it is there for a longer time,
Or in
and it
excess.
is not probably attended to at all.
True.
And I think stress once in a while is absolutely fine, but then parents and teachers both can identify the factor which is causing stress. And it can be dealt in a very nice manner. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, like for example, few students, like as a teacher I observe is that they are into all kinds of activities like academics, like and then extracurricular sports also. I mean, if they are unable to cope up with all that, they should drop one. Okay, I mean let's have quality rather than quantity. No, that's very important. I
Yeah.
think so.
What has been actually observed in recent times is that most of the stress in student comes due to their career orientation or their goals that they set. So is there anything that you would like to comment upon here about what role the parent or a teacher plays in contributing towards setting the goals for the child? More realistic goals,
They
so
should
to
have,
say.
they should have more realistic goals, and I think these two films which were made, like Tare Zameen Par and Three Idiots, like when they bring out these 2-3 qualities that every child is unique, and Three Idiots, I think, like where our heart is, where our flair is, where our interest is, I think the children and the parents both together should work for that. I think that leads to that excellence. I mean, a child excels in that particular field, no? I mean,
And as a parent, quality time with the child, I think is very important.
That's right.
Because probably these days women are also going out to work and they always have a lame excuse saying that I don't find enough time with my child, and that's what we see in our parent-teachers meetings. But what I think is, even if you are able to spend half an hour with your child every day, like you talk to the child,
Yes,
try to identify the stress, kind of laugh it off.
Yeah.
And send the child for a ride, or sit with the child and play a game, or discuss about the friends, and slowly and steadily, without making him conscious that actually we are solving a problem.
Yeah.
And if we do that, I think that's going to help the child a lot.
Some recreational activities,
Yeah.
like I can be going out, spending some time with
Yeah.
your children, something like that. I mean, that really acts as a stress buster, we can say, no?
I would like to add peer pressure also. We forgot this. We have especially in adolescence, there's a lot of pressure from the peer. The way they dress, the clothing, the hair, and all the fancy mobiles or whatever they carry. So there's a lot of stress, and
To keep up to that standard,
to the standard,
actually.
and match with the expectations.
The most
of
important is that a breakup between a boy and a girl. I mean, that really stresses. I mean, yes, it is. It is one of the major
Psychological
factors.
factors,
Yeah.
which
So every child is unique, and parents have to spend some quality time with their children. Very true. But here I really like to know that, is there anything that the teacher can do besides taking care of the academic part, making the teaching learning process little easier and interesting for the student? Is there any other role that the teacher plays today?
See, teacher today plays, yes, she has to see the academics aspect. For academics also, she can incorporate new teaching methodology, which is child-centered rather than teacher-centered, and making things easier for them, like giving some assignments and tips, which can be very handy for them. And also she plays the role of a counselor, wherein she tries to understand, identify the problems, and try to understand where is the cause,
The root
and
cause,
what is the real factor, and then probably working out with the parents and the student and the administration also. So this has to be a whole school approach. All the stakeholders, the teachers, parents, students, administrators, and policy makers also probably. So this, this has to be taken up. Also, we have a lot of helplines available nowadays, which we, being teachers, can expose these helplines that these are available, and then the students can actually, resort to these.
And one last but not the least, we can also add the positive approach which each one of us have, the positive thinking which we have to inculcate in children. I think that
So with this, we end our panel discussion here. Thanks very much for coming here, and I would like to quickly sum it up for all of you, all our viewers here. It is about identifying the uniqueness in a child. It is about spending quality time. It is about time management. It is about teacher playing a role of a friend to the child, and if need be, the student under stress can be given to some professional help, so that he can actually reduce his stress levels and can be really helped at the times. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, panelists.
Thank you so much.